Man, that is not the result I expected, Madridistas, but ultimately, poor performance leads to poor results, and ultimately, that's exactly what happens for Real Madrid as Lille defeat Real Madrid 1-0. In this video, we're going to be recapping the game a little, telling you some of my thoughts, and I'm going to rant a little at the end of this video. So, thank you all for liking and subscribing. Let's just jump right into it, though. Starting into this game, I was really leaning. I said, this is probably going to be the 4-4-2 diamond, right? Everybody loves a diamond. We'll talk about that. But it's 4-4-2 diamond that we saw in the Atletico match, and ultimately, Carlo Ancelotti surprised us. As you can see on the screen, Camavinga and Endrick get the start today, and this is surprising. First of all, Endrick getting the start. I know that we've been wanting him to get the start, but him coming on to get the start in the second Champions League match, I don't know about that. I don't like that decision at all. And then same thing goes with Camavinga. Coming back from injury, this is the match you start him. You don't give him 20 minutes in the Atletico match on Sunday. You don't do that. You start him. Man, there's just things like that makes no sense to me. And again, as you can see on the screen, Mbappe, Rodrigo, and Arda Güler are all on the bench to start. And so I'm like, okay, Mbappe, we didn't expect to start. Rodrigo was for sure expected to start. He doesn't even play in this game, everybody. I'll save you the spoiler right now. He doesn't play a minute. And so let me know in the comments if there's something happening with Rodrigo. If Carlo Ancelotti is talking right now while I'm making this video, he might say if there's something happening with Rodrigo. That is news to me if it is. If you guys let me know in the comments, though. I was absolutely shocked he doesn't play. Hey, guys, just want to jump in as I'm editing this video right now. I just saw that Rodrigo has a knock in his back, and so that's why he ultimately doesn't start. And that's probably why Endrick actually got the start as well today, so that might explain some things, but my rant will still live on. Also, I did want to mention, apparently Eder Militao got a knock in his thigh as well, and so the hits keep on coming, but you guys stay locked in with me. If anything changes with it, I will definitely update you, but back to the video. And then Arda Güler on the bench, but he comes in later in the game, but we'll get to that. So starting the first half, though, Vinny has an attempt in the 5th minute. Bellingham wins the ball, and Vinny has a good opportunity, but again, he's shooting right at the goalkeeper, and that's kind of a trend in this game. When we're taking our shots, we're shooting right at the goalkeeper. 19th minute, same thing. Endrick, it's a really good run, actually, from him, and it's a good chance from him, but again, he runs through the defense, and he shoots it right at the goalkeeper. 25th minute, though, I thought Lunin was probably one of our better players today. Ultimately, he does give up a goal, but we'll talk about that. Lille, they cross into the box to Jonathan David, who heads it, and not only does Lunin save it once, he saves it twice, and the second one was a fantastic save from Lunin. A couple minutes later, though, about 20 minutes later, 45th minute, Lille is awarded a free kick, and ultimately they shoot it, and Camavinga puts up his hands, deflects off one of his hands, and ultimately, after taking a look at VAR, the ref awards Lille a penalty. And it's Jonathan David to step up against Lunin. He goes top right corner. Lunin has zero chance to save it, even if he went the right direction, which he doesn't. And Lille go up 1-0 right at halftime. And so halftime, my thoughts, we're not doing anything great. We look tired. We look pathetic, honestly, in my opinion. And it's 51 to 49% possession for Real Madrid. And we've talked about it before, facing teams with a low block. This was not that game. This was a pretty open game. We had opportunities in this game, but we're shooting our shots, man. 3 shots on target for us, and we're shooting it right at the goalkeeper every single time. Our finishing has not been clinical at all throughout the season, not even only just this game, throughout the season. I thought first half, Bellingham and Lunin probably were the best, in my opinion, but nobody was good, honestly. In the second half, Fran comes on for Mendy, and as I mentioned in my last video, and as I've been mentioning it again, and I will continue to mention it, Fran Garcia should be starting for Real Madrid moving forward, and I'll tell you exactly why. If we are struggling to get goals, which we have 1 goal in the past 2 games now, right? We need Fran Garcia to be attacking. We need all the help we can get on attack. Mendy offers nothing. There's no help at all from Mendy on attack at all. And so what you should be doing, Carlo Ancelotti, you should be bringing on Fran Garcia to start the game. He can whip balls into the box. He can get some shots on target. And if we can get a lead, a 2-0 lead, a 3-0 lead, then you can bring on Ferland Mendy, who can be a wall on defense and he doesn't have to do anything on attack at all. He can do his position, which he's actually really good at on defense. But to start him when it's 0-0, dude, I do not understand that at all. So that is my big issue with that. Again, Fran Garcia, he comes on right at halftime. And A little later, subs at the 57th minute, Modric comes on for Militao, and we drop Tchouaméni back to center back, and then Mbappe is on for Endrick. And again, this was not a good performance from Endrick in this one. He had one good chance, but I think you're asking a lot for an 18-year-old to come in to an environment, I wouldn't say it's the most hostile environment in the world over in Lille, France, but this is a difficult opportunity for him to come in and make his first start. His first start should have been against Alaves at home in the Santiago Bernabeu, where he can build confidence and get a little more familiar. As well, using that 4-4-2, that's not where Endrick's good, man. Endrick is good if he has wingers on both sides of him. And so if you're going to be starting him, it should have been in the 4-3-3, where you have Vinny on one side and you have Rodrigo on the other. I do not understand starting him in the 4-4-2 today. And again, especially the second match in Champions League, I don't understand that at all. But Bobby's young. He has time to grow, and I'm not overall concerned long-term with him. So, and my issue, though, guys, is just there's no chances created. I don't get it. I thought the finishing in this game has been so poor. I feel like Vinny, if he's going to be leading the line with Endrick, he needs to be performing. Seeing the Vinny that we saw last year at the tail end of the last season that was getting goals. How many goals did he get against Bayern Munich? I think with 2 or 3 overall. He was getting assists. This Vinny performance today was awful, in my opinion. I did not think he was that good. He had a good couple crosses, but that's about it, man. I don't get it. He just needs to be clinical if he's leading the line, and he just wasn't. 67th minute, Arda Güler comes on for Camavinga. And a couple minutes later, 73rd minute, Carvajal, Vinny does have a good cross in this one. He crosses it into the box, and Carvajal has a chance for a header. He just misses it. It's a little wide. 86th minute, it looks like the best chance of the day as we get ahead. We send it over to Arda Güler, who heads it in to Rudiger, and the defender actually saves it. Bellingham's there to hit the ball, and it's saved by the keeper. And just a crazy sequence. There was a lot of things happening. As you can see, I'm stuttering with my words. There are a lot of things happening there. 30 seconds later, though, Arda crosses it to Rudiger, and it's another incredible save, this time by the Lille keeper. And honestly, though, Arda Güler coming on, he was making things happen. He gets one more really good opportunity here as Arda passes it to Modric, who crosses it back into Arda Güler, who makes probably the best run of the day into the box. Unfortunately, though, I'll have to probably rewatch it. I've only watched it once. But Arda heads the ball, and it's saved by the keeper. I'm not sure if he should have brought it down. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Arda Güler should have brought it down by his feet and try to get a shot off? He probably should have. Thinking about it, again, I'll have to go rewatch it. But ultimately, guys, we have a couple more opportunities, but nothing concrete. And ultimately, we lose the game 1-0. And now, I usually will review some of the players and tell you, what I liked, what I didn't like in this one. And I usually give you my man of the match. Not today. If we lose a game like this, I can't do it. There was no man of the match today. Again, here's my first issue with this game. Where is Rodrigo? Where is he? Let me know, again, in the comments if anything changes. I'm going to look. If anything changes, man, I just do not get it. Because Rodrigo, some of the best games that we've seen from Rodrigo, when are they? They're in the Champions League. They always happen in the Champions League. Whenever he sees the stars in the ball, he knows what time it is, and it's time to make things happen. That wasn't today. Again, is he hurt? If he's hurt, okay, sure. But Rodrigo should have been starting this game if we were doing the 4-4-2, right? Because Mbappe's still coming back from injury. This was not the day to be starting Endrick. I don't understand that at all. And honestly, though, guys, it was a matter of time we lost. I'll just be honest. We've been flirting with this way too much. How many times? The Mallorca game, the Las Palmas game. There's been way too many times where we're flirting. We're on the edge of losing. And ultimately, we usually come back and find a winner. That's what we did last year. There were so many times we were losing in a game, and Bellingham would come on and find, the equalizer or the winner in the games. That's not happening this year at all. It's not even close. And so this was due to happen, honestly. And we have nobody to blame but ourselves in terms of the players, not the Madridistas, not the fans. I couldn't cheer any harder than I already did. I was pissed. And honestly, guys, watching this game and watching the 4-4-2, do we like it better? Honestly, we had one goal in the past 2 games. I guess you can say, it was against Atletico. And then it was against Lille. Do we really think Lille is a powerhouse? As I mentioned in the preview, they're 5th over in Ligue 1 right now. They're not a powerhouse. This is not Man City. This is not Bayern Munich. This is Lille. And credit to them, Lille fans, if you're watching this, credit to you for winning the game. Not taking anything away from you. I'm just saying, This should be goals, man. I don't think the 4-4-2 works right now. The current format that it is, it's not working. I think we kind of have this memory of the 4-4-2, and maybe I'm victim of it a little too, where, we won the Champions League with it. We won La Liga with it, right? It works. Does it work? Honestly, does it work? Because right now, it worked because Toni Kroos was incredible last year. I was talking about it months ago, saying Toni Kroos should be nominated, probably top 5, if not win the Ballon d'Or if they would have won the Euros with Germany. Toni Kroos carried this team last year and made the 4-4-2 work because he would control the ball. He would do the switch passes out wide. He would do the through balls. He had the through ball to Vinny against man. He was carrying this team so much last year. And right now, we don't have that. Luka Modric is he's about to retire, honestly. He looks awful. I thought he played poor in this one. I thought a lot of people played poor. And let's just talk about it, man. Who was good in this one, honestly? Jude Bellingham, you could say, he looked exhausted. I thought he looked exhausted. I thought Fede Valverde looked exhausted. And this also comes down to, we're not rotating players ever, it seems. We're constantly rolling out the same players out there, and that's Carlo Ancelotti's fault. And that there's nobody to blame but Carlo on that as well. And so moving forward, what needs to be happening? A couple things from me. Fran Garcia needs to be starting 100% at left back. There's no discussion about it. I don't want to hear anything. If you want to bring on Ferland Mendy later in the game, sure. And Alphonso Davies next year, that needs to be happening as well because I think Davies could bring so much to this team. What also needs to be happening is Arda Güler needs to be playing a lot more. He comes on, and there's at least 3 chances created, in my opinion. He gets the header that goes to Rudiger. He crosses the ball into Rudiger, and he has the really big chance, which I thought he would have scored on that one, from Modric to him. And he was only on for like 23 minutes, 30-ish minutes, something like that. He needs to be playing more. And again, I'm not sure if that's him starting, but man, he needs to be coming in as a sub every single match. I don't want to see Modric out there. I guess you could be saying, well, Modric is playing, more of a DM. Maybe Güler needs to be playing because he's actually creating opportunities for us, and so many players are not doing that as well. And probably the final thing is, I don't think the 4-4-2 works. Maybe I'm a little recency bias with the past 2 games, but again, let's go back last year and take a look at the stats. I might do a video about it too. It worked, but it also worked because we were clinical at the end of the games, finishing and getting that equalizer, getting that winner. And so those are the couple of things that need to be changing. Also, again, where is Rodrigo? I cannot stress that enough. Rodrigo needs to be playing in these games. The 4-3-3 should have been happening. And if you want to start Endrick, sure, start him. Start him with wingers as well. So that's all I have to say about this right now. I might make another video too after rewatching it again tomorrow. So we'll see. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. This is an awful performance by us. And ultimately, though, we'll be back later this week. And hopefully we can end it off right before we go to international break with a win this weekend. So I'll be making my match preview for that. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments. I know you're all frustrated. I'm incredibly frustrated as well. And so, yeah, but always, guys, it's been Dally with Dallyfc. Cheers. Real Madrid.